Welcome to Crypto OGs.
Welcome to Crypto G's. We still here in the Nerd Studio, but now we have a very special guest, Mr. Brad from the Switch Reward Card team. How are you today, Brad?
I'm really good. Glad to be here with you and excited to do this.
So we've been talking about, obviously, crypto, cars, decentralization, solutions. But before I start to talk about all of this, let's talk about you. Who is Brad? Like, what do you do?
Well, that's a good question. I've got a family. I have four daughters,
Wow.
and we love anything outdoors. You know, we live in Utah, so we love the outdoors, horseback riding, river running, all the good stuff. We do any sports, so we're very active, and we love a good adventure. That's kind of our, hey, whatever adventure there is, let's go do it. My girls love it. My wife loves it. So it's I like to have fun.
I bet you like crypto as well. It's a good adventure.
I do like crypto. It's very exciting. You know, it's always something new, for sure.
And what you used to do before you start with the crypto industry? What used to like your role before?
Yeah, so my background is traditional banking.
Oh, wow.
So I've been in there for 20 years. So anything from, I started out in subprime lending before 2008, you know, before the craziness. And then anything else in banking. My most recent position that I left to go do what we're going to talk about today was Director of Regional Credit. So I managed a group of bankers that managed over $1 billion in loans, as well as over $1 billion in deposits and international funds and in wires and all that good stuff. So I was inside the walls of banking, traditional banking, so I could see where the limits were, what they had planned for the future. So I was in that arena for a long time. I was a director for the 13th largest regional bank in America, and so I was inside the walls and knew a lot of the limitations and stuff that they wouldn't adapt, you know, with what's going on around the world.
I find fascinating with people from traditional banking coming to the crypto space. I have so many friends and also lawyers that go into banking and then join the Web3 people like us.
Yeah.
I find it very fascinating. And also because it gives also hope to people that are already in the banking system. And I start to see the pattern. More people start to join the Web3 because they know that they get more freedom in a way.
Yeah.
From the technology point of view, but also from the finance point of view. And what was your first approach within crypto? Because coming from a banking background, it's probably very tricky, people probably will judge you. How was the first approach?
So it's a funny question, is when I told our president that I was leaving, he says, all right, well, you know, you're in conservative banking and you're going into crypto. And he touched my arm and said, are you all right? Like, are you mentally stable? And I said, you bet, I'm mentally stable. And it's interesting how I got into it. This is a funny story. I was kind of just buying and selling a little bit. And this is back when one of the larger centralized exchanges only had 3 tokens on it. They had Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. Yeah, you probably remember. And a new token came out called XRP.
Yes.
And their focus is like, hey, we're going to integrate this into the banking system. And I'm like, banking hasn't changed for 100 years. And if they can bring this in, they're going to be huge.
Yes.
So, but the only way you could buy it is with crypto. There was no on-ramp to buy theirs with cash. So I had to send it from the centralized platform, my Bitcoin, and back then I said $8,000 to a Bitcoin to buy Ripple.
Yeah.
And I hit send from this centralized exchange and kept hitting refresh on the other one, and nothing showed up for an hour. And keep in mind, that's a lot of money for my wife and I.
Yes.
So the first hour, I'm hitting refresh every 3 minutes, nothing. Then the second hour, I'm hitting refresh, nothing. And I'm starting to create a story to go tell my wife, like, hey, I just sent 8,000 into the outer space. And finally, in that third hour, it showed up. And I was able to buy Ripple and swap it out for Bitcoin.
Amazing. I love that story because that what happened to me as well when I started with crypto in 2016. I bought my first Bitcoin for 350 pounds, about $500. And I bought it with credit card, right?
Yeah.
And nothing happens, and then suddenly show this little number there.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good story to tell everybody that's joining crypto.
Yeah.
But so you bought your first Bitcoin and Ripple, but how you ended up joining the Switch?
So great question. Like I mentioned, my background with traditional banking and cross-border payments and everything that entails on the inside, that a lot of the customers don't see as far as moving money. When I saw Web3 and the ability and opportunities it had to open the doors or open more doors for the unbanked, we in my industry, if you were in my banking position, if you were in a certain industry, we would say, "Oh, sorry, we don't bank that. We can't. See you later. Goodbye."
Yeah.
Well, Web3 opens that up for everybody.
Yes.
And it's awesome. And so I saw, banking still wasn't changing. For 100 years, they haven't changed.
I still not.
Yeah, there's a little change. They say, "Oh,
Tiny bit.
your account, you can look online now. You can see it online. You can send some money online." But really, that's still just the same thing that they were doing on the back end. And so when I saw Web3 and was approached to say, "Hey, here's what our vision is," I studied it out for a long time, because you got the wild west of crypto, but you still have banking and high regulation. And I'm all compliance.
You have to now.
You got to
these
adapt.
days.
Yes. So you totally. So that was our first focus is, okay, can we be compliant and accomplish what we want to with crypto? So that's how we came up with Switch. And so we wanted to be able to, and Switch Reward Card, be able to say, all right, this is an easy place to on and off ramp fiat. And so not only that is, if you do sell your digital assets and you need to go spend it, you can either do a wire to your external bank or wire it to your Switch card and go spend it at the grocery store.
Okay.
So that's kind of high level story of how I got started. Switch. Yeah.
So guys, for the record, look, we've been talking with the whole Switch team and with Brad for the last 3 days. Something that I find fascinating myself is people that are into crypto probably find very difficult to spend their crypto into the normal life.
Yeah.
Obviously, back in 2016, there was a provider called Chapo, and that was my first approach with the cards.
Yeah.
It used to be a card that you can have your Bitcoin and immediately change it into whatever you were paying. So that for me opened a lot of doors for my community as well, because I was showing real time, look, you can spend your crypto going to Starbucks or going to
gas station. Yeah.
And then obviously, because compliance and regulation change, that company have to stop their operations within the card part. And then I remember people then we have another supplier, like we have Binance card as well, that sadly also stopped because regulations and all of that with MasterCard. Also Crypto.com. There's a bunch of companies there.
A lot of people.
So but that's why when our good friend Tommy invited me here to check Switch card, and then I saw what you were building. I said, okay, this is something that it will help not only people that are joining crypto, not people that's already into crypto that, struggle trying to change the day by day. You have to go into P2P.
Yeah.
Probably similar story to yours. Going to P2P, send your crypto, waiting to arrive in your bank account. This person send you it's a whole very tough logistics.
Yeah.
But that's why Switch came on board, and guys, you've been very careful, as you just say, with compliance. Why? Because we live in the last year has been difficult for the industry, right?
Yep.
So, but from the worst can come the best. So now we are building solutions that are stable and compliance with hopefully with most of the governments around the globe. But how Switch is the innovation that you are bringing on board, I've seen how fast it was working the other day. So, but let's talk about the product as such for the Web3 community, that people that are out there, they're probably trading, or they're probably creating content, or they're probably working for an exchange, for a layer one, but they want to spend their crypto. Let's talk about the product, because it's very important.
Yeah, and that is Web3, when it first started, and still is really, it's hard to go spend it.
Yeah.
It takes a minute, and that's why we are focusing so much on the off and on ramping of fiat, because if we can make that easy and adaptable, then crypto takes over, because we all love crypto, the Web3, and the doors like I was talking about as far as how it can open them for them. But the hard part is integrating banks. I love banks. They help us all, but there's still got to be a way to on and off ramp fiat. You still have to do some wires to get money there. But what we like about our program is it makes it easier.
That one, fine.
We're recording from this
Okay.
Oh, so I don't need to look over there.
No, it make it easier.
Okay, I'll just read over there. Okay.
After you finish this question, let's pause for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we at here? We're so our main focus is okay. We want to make it easy. So let me just tell you really a quick background about our CEO. She was in the founding group of Discover Card.
Yeah.
How that started, we all know, is Sears Roebuck said, "Hey, we want to get a card where we give a penny back for every 99 cents that our customers spend."
Okay.
This is in the 1980s when there were no rewards for credit cards.
Yeah.
They went to Visa, they went to MasterCard, they both said no. So they started the Discover Card. She did that, had a great career, was the president and the COO of Discover Bank, then retired, I think 2008 or something. I don't know the exact date, but around there. Well, she heard about this. She was on boards, took care of some, family trusts, ran some of those just for some hobbies. And she heard about what Switch was doing and wanted to come on board. She didn't know anything about Web3. So our motto is, and her name's Kathy Roberts, and we're like, hey, we need to make this easy enough that Kathy can do it, but make it robust enough that the OGs that have been in the crypto world for a long time will actually use it too and enjoy it. Which gets back to your question is, all right, what is our main focus? Well, it's the off and on ramp of fiat, of cash, or fiat wherever you're at in the world. And so we want to make that easy. So we have two forms. You can wire it off to your bank. If you do it before a certain cutoff, the wire cutoff, and you have your SWIFT code internationally. And I do want to mention this is a global trade platform.
Okay.
So it's global. We're not in the OFAC countries, obviously, and any other borderline restricted countries, but we feel like our on and off ramp is awesome. You can also off ramp it to a prepaid Switch Visa card.
Okay.
That you can spend. We've talked about limits earlier, and kind of to your point too is a lot of these cards in this year have been shut down.
Yeah.
A lot. So our focus, and we've built, a lot of companies have gone under during this crypto winter. We have continued to build and learn, understand compliance, because that's my background. I was, the director of regional credit, which that means I had to balance risk and regulation. Same thing here. We have to balance the risk and regulation in the, wild, wild west of crypto.
Yeah.
And so we feel like we're learning and have a good enough staff and force to say, all right, we can mitigate when they come to us and say, hey, boom, this is the problem. Well, we're not doing that. Here's what we're doing. And so, there is some challenges that need to be overcome. We feel like we're doing that.
Yeah. By the way, guys, just hold your horses, because you're probably asking where to get the Switch card and all of that. We will leave all the description in the links below, because I know a couple of my friends probably wonder already, or everybody in the Middle East, in Europe, in Latin, they're probably asking, where can I get this card? But before that, just let me finish that. Brad explained everything to detail, but I want to make sure you will get the links in the description below.
Right.
So, Brad, what is coming for Switch card? Guy, you're working really hard. I seen you, the whole thing here, programming, compliance, KYC. I done myself as well. But what is coming for Switch in the next 3 months?
So that's a great question. I talked about our card.
Yeah.
That's been in alpha testing, meaning internal group using it. I'm using it. Some of our friends like you and Tomas and some others are also getting the card to use it, just to make sure we've worked out the bugs. Our internal team might miss some bugs, which we probably will. To have you guys help us, then we go to closed beta, and then we have a wait list. So in the next 3 months, that will be in open beta and then open to the public.
Oh, wow.
That's the next 3 months. The other cool thing about what we kind of stumbled onto is the business side of it. We didn't know there would be such a need for businesses that are accepting crypto to then, like we've talked about it, to off ramp and go spend or pay their bills, because some of their vendors don't accept crypto. And that has been a huge push. And we feel like that's kind of maybe one of 4 other companies that have a very competitive product as we do on that side. So that's also coming out in the next 3 months. You'll be able to pay multiple vendors through our platform. You've seen some of the screenshots of that. And then obviously our trading platform.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Yeah, and I haven't talked about the cool thing so in banking, with my background of 20 years, is you're always talking about what can you make to make your product sticky so your customers stay.
Yeah.
So that's where the Web3 comes in, is all right, so many banks have tried to say, we want to pay rewards for debit card. There's rewards for credit cards,
Yeah.
but they'll come and say, we want to pay you for a debit card. And on the interchange, you just don't make enough money to be profitable to pay back rewards on a debit card. What's cool about our debit card is if you enroll, you can earn the Switch digital asset. So if you use our product, if you use our exchange, we have what's called proof of action, and it's a list in our charter of, or in the Switch blockchain charter, not ours, but of, okay, if you do this, you get this amount of points. If you do this, you get this amount of points. And at the end of the day, you add them up, aggregate it, divide it by the total amounts earned by the whole community, and then you get a certain amount of distribution of the Switch digital asset. So that's my favorite thing is, yes. So now we're rewarding a debit card for people who use it and our products.
And also it put the community together and the community first.
And that's what we love feedback from our community. Our community's all over the world, and and that's what's great about Web3 is anyone can participate. So we listen to the community, and they're like, hey, we want this, we want this. There's OGs, there's new people that are new to Web3 and new to crypto. We're like, hey, what do you guys want? What are you scared of? What's like inhibiting you from joining? And we love that feedback. And so when we have our community calls monthly, we're like, hey, anything out there that you guys are seeing that we should implement? And I love hearing from the community.
I probably in the community there as well.
Yeah.
From the crypto OGs to start to join the calls.
Yeah.
Brad, I have two more questions for you. We have been fascinated about Switch, about your experience into banking, just moving into the Web3 arena. Everything that you're doing with the whole thing is amazing. But let's talk. I have two more questions. One is not crypto related.
Okay.
And
Is it about the RS7?
No. Yeah, it's about, we were talking about cards, but no, this is like, would you switch your current career, what you're doing now, with something else? You have a choice to do that. Obviously, you're banking Web3 now. Would you change it at all? Race driver?
That's a great question. I honestly thought I'd be in banking forever because I really liked, and I wasn't like opening personal accounts. I was dealing with business owners, entrepreneurs, institutional. You know, it's kind of like the part before you go public. Investment bankers, you know, they'll sell your company for you. I was working with the business owners, learning from them, and I loved it. I loved it. So I thought I'd be there forever. But when I saw and started learning and researching, you know, years ago about the Web3 world, I thought, man, that would be cool to create something there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would change that path because the knowledge that I learned from all the business owners that I dealt from traditional commercial banking, I can apply and the stuff that I learned in banking to the Web3 world, but there's so much more opportunity that you can open so many more doors with the unbanked, with cross-border payments. I mean, it's just awesome. So I don't know if I can even think of going. Yeah. Other than I love basketball, I'd like to be a professional basketball player.
Okay. I love basketball as well. But I think so. I agree with you. Once you join the Web3 community and the crypto community, it's very difficult to go back to something else because your mind gets so open. I was interviewing Beeman. He's the founder of ABCDE hedge fund in Singapore. Okay. And I asked him similar question, and back then he said, Andres, for me, the thing with crypto is freedom. So, and that stick to me. He says, it's not only freedom for me, it's freedom for other people, for my community, for my family, for next generation, because it's open the paradigm of finance, how we have understand it.
Yeah, I love that. In fact, I keep using the word open doors. It's freedom. I mean, it opens the door to so many more opportunities for people around the world. And the world is getting smaller with technology. Yes. And it's getting really a lot smaller with Web3. Crypto. Yep, with crypto.
And talking about crypto and OGs, according to you, who is the OG or somebody that you are marrying to the crypto and blockchain space that is not Satoshi Nakamoto?
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I really no, but it's a great question because my best friend was one of the largest Bitcoin miners, and he's kind of quiet, and but he was showing us these massive warehouses with all these fans and all these Bitcoin miners like years ago. And I'd be like, oh, that's great. Let's go, go do something. And I didn't really listen into it. And but because of him, I'm here. And so he's probably my personal mentor. But I do love the Ethereum network. I love that. I know everyone can play. Yes, I follow him. I know I like him. And I like to follow him and what he has to say because I know the gas fees are,
Crazy.
the gas crazy high, but I do like that one for some
Okay.
reason. And so kind of more I like to watch and follow projects.
Yeah.
And I like projects that are similar to us, not meaning in the finance world, but that it's a blockchain with a purpose.
Blockchain with purpose.
That's our whole focus is let's create a blockchain with a purpose.
Guys, let's create blockchain with a purpose. Brad, has been amazing having you on the show. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so
Yeah,
much
you bet.
for inviting me to Utah, beautiful city.
Yeah.
I probably bring more cryptologists to town to check what you're
For
doing
sure.
here with the Switch
Not too
team.
many. We want it to be a hidden secret. So it
Okay,
doesn't get
but maybe
too
a couple.
complicated.
Maybe a couple.
Yeah, there we go.
Guys, and thank you so much for watching. As I said, we'll leave all the links below in the description about Switch and about everything that they're doing. But thank you so much for watching and for listening. And I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.